this is Chris Byrd, former two-time heavyweight champion.
He is the pride of Clinton, Michigan, the heavyweight no one wants to face, Chris Byrd.
This is Chris Byrd, former two-time heavyweight champion. And you're watching the Bird's Eye View. I'm here with Robert Garcia. I'm at his gym in Oxnard, California. And we're gonna just be talking today and talk to Robert about, basically, about his amateur career, to being professional champion, to being gonna be a Hall of Fame coach. So tell us, Robert, how was it? How was it that transition from being a boxer as an amateur to a pro to a professional trainer?
Well, at first, I could say it was a little hard because all my amateur career, you know, fighting 3 rounds and doing some international competition, making it to the Western Olympic trials. You know, it was a good experience. But then turning pro, I was only 17 when I turned pro, so I was still in high school. It was fun at that time. But now that I go back, I would have waited a little bit longer. I would have waited a couple years longer, finish up my high school the way I finished up high school, but the way everybody else does, you know, doing stuff that everybody does in their senior year, you know, prom, stuff like that. I never did none of that, and it wasn't easy. Training every day, doing training camps for the fights, it came to a point where I got a little tired. I got a little tired of the sport, and you know, now that I'm a trainer, well, you know, I think doing what I'm doing, bringing the fighters my experiences from being a professional fighter is helping out and doing really good so far.
That's good. I mean, you're doing your thing, but as a professional boxer, you want a title. How did it feel to actually strap that belt around your waist? How did you truly feel?
Well, you know, it's pretty weird or different than other champions. My fight against Harold Warren, it was a decision, and I basically won every round. So when the fight was over, I knew I was world champion. So I didn't really get that when they announced, you know, when the announcer said I knew champion of the world, I already knew that title was mine. So it wasn't really, I didn't really feel like I really won the title until my first title defense. My first title defense was against Ramon Ledon, Cuban, ranked #1 in the world at that time. And he came in, he was very strong, left-hander, dropped me in the second round and really had me hurt. I came back after the second round, survived the round, came back strong and knocked him out in the 5th round. And that's where I felt I was a world champion. That win right there was winning the world title because I fought for it. I really had to go from a knockdown, being really hurt, with cuts in my eyes, one in my eye, one in my forehead. It was hard. And knocking him out in the 5th round that's when I felt I became world champion.
Man, that's great. That's great. Winning titles, I'm telling you, it has to be the highest accomplishment in a professional boxer's career. It is the highest. But what was the biggest struggle you had in your whole professional career as far as training, fights, anything that deals with just the boxing?
A lot of fighters say the weight is their issue, you know, the dieting and all that. But in my case, I'd say being young, having 2 kids already. I had my first kid when I was 20, so I was young. When I won my title, I already had both of my kids. And going to training camp for 2 months before the fight, that was hard. It was hard missing first day of school, first step, you know, just different things. First day of soccer. Soccer games, stuff like that. Yeah. It wasn't easy. It was pretty hard, and came to a point where I just got sick of the sport. And at 26 is when I had my last fight.
Wow, 26 years old. That's when most guys in their prime.
Right. I won my title at 23. Defended a couple times. Lost my title to Diego Corrales, who I actually feel proud of saying I lost to somebody
great
like
champion.
Diego Corrales. Exactly, great champion. But then came training campus again, and having to go to Big River for 2 months. I have my kids already. One of them starting kindergarten, missing the first day of school, missing soccer games. came to a point where I said, you know what, is this really what I want? I got tired of it, and at 26, I said, that's it. After my last fight, actually on the 22nd, September 22nd was 11 years since my last fight. I was fighting, and I said, you know what am I doing in the ring? Why am I fighting? I'm not happy doing it. I'm not enjoying what the sport is. So I felt like walking out of the ring. I didn't walk out because it was in Vegas. It wasn't a big Fernando Vargas card, so a lot of people from Oxnard were there. I decided to finish out the fight, so I won the fight. I stopped the guy fourth or fifth round. I stopped him, and after the fight in the dressing room, everybody celebrating. I told everybody, you know what, that's it for me. No more fighting for me. And I got support from everybody. Actually, my dad was very, very supportive. But yeah, when it came to training camps, the worst thing about it, not training camp, but leaving my hometown, leaving my wife, my family, it wasn't easy.
Yeah, that's one thing people don't realize when you go to training camp. It's a tough thing. I mean, you go for camp, you're gone for months, a few months. You're getting in shape, of course, you're getting ready for your fight, but you miss everybody. And that's got to be a hard thing. But how was your transition from being a professional world champion, leaving the ranks at 26, to being a professional coach? And before you say anything else, in my opinion, the most underrated coach in boxing right now. You never get mentioned with the great coaches. Never. And you got all these champions on the wall and never get mentioned.
Well, I've already learned, I've been doing this for almost 11 years, I could say, and I've already learned the way boxing is, and you have to either have an agent that somebody else has. I really don't even know. I'm always away from everybody. Oxnard is 1 hour away from LA. It's not very far, but we're alone. We're left alone. Yeah. I'm not in a place where people come in and out, different managers, different trainers, different sports people, different boxing experts, they call themselves. I don't get that here in my gym. I'm like the one and out of the picture. Yeah. But it's just the way it is. I'm doing my job. I love what I do. I enjoy every minute of it. When I first started, I started helping out my dad with kids, amateurs. Then he told me, try it out with some of the pros. He gave me two pros that were actually two of my very close friends. They were fighting professionally, and I started traveling with them, and that's what I like. I traveled a lot during my amateur career and during my professional career, but never to a point where you're enjoying the places that you go. My first pro fight was in Japan. I went, in the amateurs, we did a lot of traveling in the amateurs. I went to Europe, to England, and never had any fun. It's always training. You fight, the day after the fight, you go back home. All over the United States. I fight all over the United States. I fought in Miami, and oh wow, you've been to Miami. I was in the hotel the whole week. Yeah. Then you fight Saturday. The next day in the morning, you fly back home. So I didn't get to enjoy the places that I visited during my fighting career. Then as a trainer, I go there for a week before the fight. The fighter has to be in the hotel. I don't have to. Yeah. I could go visit. I could go get to see the city, get to eat whatever I want. So I started enjoying it. I started loving it. Started traveling with my younger brother in the amateurs, and I started meeting different fighters that I brought to Oxnard to train with me under my gym, my name, and started doing so. And so far, everything's gone well. Most of my fighters, if not all of them, there's been exceptions of one or two that had left me, but most of them are still with me, and were with me till the end. If they're not retired, they were with me till the end, and all the fighters are happy. We have a great team. We have a great atmosphere here in my gym. People love it, and that's the main thing. I want to keep my fighters happy. I'm hard, I'm strict when it comes to training, but I also let them have fun. I also let them have family around. I never did when I was fighting, and I got sick of it young. So I want them to be able to enjoy their kids if they have kids, enjoy friends, their girlfriend if they have a girlfriend, the wife. I want them to feel comfortable and not go through what I went at such a young age.
You're the kind of coach that's like every boxer want to be under. I mean, I see all these champions on the wall, and I'm like, man, you're the most underrated coach in boxing. That's a given. Well, nobody mentioned you. I hate that.
To me, as long as I'm doing what I'm doing and I got my fighters happy and I'm getting calls from fighters, big names that are looking for different trainers, and I have to say I don't have time right now. Right now I'm to a point where I have to say no to some of the big names, because there's big names, you know, recently that are looking for trainers that lost their last fights, and now they're looking for trainers, and I have to tell them I can't, because I'm just too busy with the ones I have right now, and I also have right now, this is the time where I have a lot of 4-rounders, 6-rounders.
Yeah.
You know, I have this place full at this time from 2 to 4. It's all my 4-rounders and 6-rounders. So I still have to give them their time. You know, even though somebody else with a big name wants to train, I can't train them at this time, because this is a 4-rounders time. And one day these guys are going to have their own time. One day these guys are going to have big fights, title fights. But right now, this is where they're at. Everybody else, I give them their own separate times. Like Brandon trains at 12, Maidana trains earlier. You know, that's the way I do it, and I have time for most of them. But when it comes to just too many, I've had to say no to some.
Yeah, that's cool. You had to cut back.
Right. And you know, and there's you know, there's so many other great trainers too. And then I hear, oh, they're training with so and so. That's good for them, you know, because maybe that guy does have the time that I wouldn't be able to give you. I could take everybody. I could take them, and if I take them, maybe I'm not going to give them the time that they deserve, because they're stars, they're big times, they're fighting on HBO, they're fighting big fights. And if I tell them yes just to have them here, but I don't have the time, then that's bad for me. That's going to give me bad reputation, and I don't want that. Right now, every one of my fighters is really happy. Every one of my fighters is winning. The last fight as a professional coach, the last fight I lost was Margarito against Cotto. Yeah. You know, that was a big fight. You know, we lost that one, but I haven't lost since. You know, my fighters are in great shape, and they're happy, they're motivated every time they go in the ring. So I think it's working out, and I can't have them all. You know, I can't miss what I never had anyways. You know, so those names that I have to say no to, you know, I have to. There's no way I can keep everybody.
Yeah, you have to say no, and I understand that.
Right, I do.
You got a great setup here. You have 2 rings. You got bags everywhere. You got treadmill. I mean, you got the gym that everybody would want to come to. And you in Oxnard, California, where it's nice weather, great place to train. So
year-round. The weather here year-round is beautiful, just the way it is right now. We're away from everybody. We're not in LA where coaches, managers, promoters are always in the gyms. My gym is never gets any visits from anybody else. All the fighters that train in my gym belong to my camp. You know, they're my fighters. I have a great team. I have great guys helping me out. I have a great conditioning coach that does conditioning to all of my fighters, and it's been working well. So why change it, or why bring something different to my gym when I don't need it? I think the way I've been doing it, it's been working. Maybe one day I'm gonna get to a point where I have to make a few changes. I don't know. Hopefully never. But if I ever do, then I will. Yeah. But right now, things are working out. Why would I change anything? Why would I change the system that I have, the way that my fighters train, the way that we're doing it? There's no need to change it. I'm happy the way it is, and I don't think I'm not planning on making any changes.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you producing champions. You guys are steady winning under you. I could tell that, and they love being here. Just talking to the guys. This is the spot. So as a coach, I know as a boxer, we always set goals. So as a coach, what's your future goal?
You know, I'm not really worried about getting those recognitions that you know a lot of people talk about, and my name not even mentioned when they talk about top trainers. That's the last thing I worry about. My main thing is keeping my fighters happy. They're still here. You know, I had Brandon since he was an amateur. He's happy here. He loves it. All the fighters that I work with, I keep them happy. Maidana's just last fight, he was so happy with his performance. So was I. He showed a big difference, and he's just enjoying being here. You know, he came to my gym, you know, already thinking of retiring after his last fight. It was a very bad performance, and he was thinking of retiring. Now he thinks like he's a real newborn fighter and enjoying it. I think that's what we bring to the fighters. We not only bring them the energy and the skills, what I have to offer, but they also feel comfortable. They feel like they're part of the family.
Yeah.
We do things together. My conditioning coach does the morning workouts with all of them at the same time, so they all become friends. They all support each other. Brandon's probably one of the biggest supporters we have to all my other guys, my 4-round fighters. Brandon's the one that pushes everybody. He supports everybody, and everybody supports Brandon. So it's more like a family. It's not my fighter coming in at one time and not talking to nobody and going back home and nobody even knows who he is. No, my fighters train and come and see everybody else. They support everybody, and they all love each other.
That's cool. I mean, I want to thank you, honestly. Being a boxing fan and just watching a lot of boxing, I know you don't get the credit you deserve, and I know you don't even care about it, but you teaching guys skill, you getting them to another level, and I think it's great. And I want to appreciate, and I really appreciate that you let us in your gym.
Oh no, Chris, come on! This is
the first time for the show.
We go back from the amateurs.
I know, we go back, but it's the first time on with the show.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.
And we come, you open up your gym, you treat us well. I mean, you got everything out but food. That's what we're waiting on, a little bit of food. We just want to eat a little barbecue, but it's all good.
And thank you for choosing me and choosing my gym. I really appreciate it too. And like I said, we go back from, in the amateurs when we did training camps in Colorado together, internationals together, and then watching you, through the Olympics and getting the medal, and then becoming a world champion. Well, it was also nice.
Same with me.
Nice to see you be successful and do what you were doing.
Yes.
We didn't stay in touch then, but just watching you win those fights. And I remember you in training camps when you, I don't know if you remember, you used to tell us. Your dad used to train you with your right foot in the tire, and that's where you get all your reflex and everything. I remember that. And I never came to do it with my fighters because it's just something that only you knew how to do and only you could do. If I try to do Brandon, it's just not going to work.
No,
you know what I mean? But it was just you, and when you were telling us that, it made sense. The way you were just stand in front of your opponent and make him miss every time, and you went through that in the amateurs, you did that in the pros, and you were very successful. So hey, thanks.
Thank you, man.
Really appreciate you coming over.
Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, you heard it from one of the best coaches in the business. I mean, he's the man. He's underrated, but he trained fighters, get them to a high level, and teach them a skill set that's unmatched. Like I said, he's very underrated. Check him out. Check out all his fighters. But listen to him in the corner. That's a big thing in boxing. If you watch boxing, listen to the corner. Listen to the instructions they give out. Is it the right stuff? And I know a lot of fans out there, you got an opinion on certain coaches, but Robert Garcia is a coach that knows his stuff. He breaks down boxing in the corner. So listen to it. And that's why he's producing champions. Thank you very much. You're watching Bird's Eye View. We'll come back to you soon.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.